Hello and welcome to our thought for the day. It's February already, but just a few weeks ago we were just seeing in the new year. I can't say that I'm still in a celebratory mood, but one thing has been staying with me since then. A Bible verse for 2024. In my prayer time I use a little book that gives me a Bible verse for every day. But there is also one verse for the whole year. And this one has made me think, and I keep getting back to it. I'd like to share that with you today. It is from one of Paul's letters to the church in Corinth, and it simply says, "Do everything with love." It made me think about the many different motivations that can drive us to do different things. We do things to help others and to help ourselves. We do things to feel better in ourselves, to impress others. We do things because we have a sense of duty that drives us, or because we feel someone needs to do them. Sometimes we do things to get an advantage, to take revenge, even to do harm. We try to cover things up and get away with them. The list could go on and on. Paul says, do everything with love. I think he was inspired by knowing Jesus, by knowing how Jesus lived and what he did. Jesus, in everything, was very much concerned about us and not himself. He took the trouble of becoming a human being for our sake. And he even gave his life for us, motivated by nothing but love and concern for us. He was never about himself. His teaching, the many healings and miracles, even the way he challenged people and argued with them, he did it all out of love. When I do something which I think is good, I can find that what really drives me is to look good to others, perhaps to impress them. Or I think this job needs doing, so I do it out of a sense of duty. Paul challenges that attitude in the same letter the verse is from. He says that even if we had deep spiritual insights and knowledge, even if we had faith that could move mountains, even if we gave away everything we have to charity and sacrificed our lives, it wouldn't mean anything if the motivation wasn't love. Love makes all the difference. A cup of tea served to me with kindness tastes much better, and a friendly smile from the person behind the counter makes my day. Someone listening to me with real attention and empathy will really help me cope with things that worry me. A person carrying my heavy suitcase up the stairs in a faraway train station makes me feel less alone in the world. In church, we need to ask ourselves why we do all the things we do and run services and groups and events, and if the answer is not that we do it because we love people, there is something wrong. When we love, we are tuned in with God, who is love. I don't have to work hard to produce that love for others if I'm receiving it first from God himself. Me and you, when we accept Jesus into our lives, God adopts us as his very own children. Some years ago, when my children were little, I read them a book about a little boy in an orphanage who was longing to find parents who would adopt him. His trouble was that every time a couple would come to the orphanage to choose a child, they seemed to be looking for girls with blonde curls. And he was a boy with brown hair. He felt that he didn't stand a chance. Nobody seemed to want him, to give him a home. All he wanted was to be loved and to belong, but I can tell you that the story did have a happy ending eventually. God chooses us out of love, not for our good looks or our achievements or standing in the world. He wants us to be part of his family, despite knowing our best and our worst parts. And if we feel loved that much, we will love Him back, and we will love ourselves, and we will be able to love others, truly love them. When I realize that my sense of duty is kicking in again with all the things I'm involved with, or when I find that I'm doing them grudgingly, or that I do things because they get me an applause from others, I do need to go back to Father God and spend time with Him and receive that love so I can pass it on to others again. And even though that shouldn't be my motivation, if I do things out of love, that will make me feel better. Running groups, spending time working with people will be less of a burden, but rather a joy. Stopping in the road with someone who needs a bit of conversation in their long day will feel like time well spent. Even hoovering the carpet will feel better when I think less of the mess and my aching back than about the people I clean it for. Do everything with love. It's a challenge and an inspiration to me, and I hope to you as well. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.